That's what the past Captain Naga was worried about. That's what Naga was worried about last week. That's not what I'm worried about now. That's not what Naga's worried about. Right now, I'm worried about... Welcome aboard the Just TAi ship with your host, Captain Naga. Today's episode, I'm out by the open skies. As you see, please believe. Wish all your worries away. That's what today's episode is on. Working and wishing our worries away so that we can appreciate our everyday life. Appreciate all that we see on a daily basis, but on a level of magnification beyond what you know at this point. But by the end of this video, you would be able to tie on exactly what you need to survive. Okay? So let's dive deep. Let's start the tie-in, but I'm gonna let you get a view first, because it's not all about me. Sometimes scenery views can do it all. And for those of us that is there, enjoy Thai. All right? Now we're back. Hope y'all having a wonderful day, evening, night, afternoon, late night, morning, whatever the cost may be. Take this energy. Let's all hop in the same boat. Welcome again. This worries. I was a huge worrier. I worried about so much that I left school. I left college because I was so worried about things. I stopped talking to people because I was so worried about things. I became, in one point in my life, a straight up atheist just because of worrying. Not even off of facts, but worries. Worries can change us into other beings, alternate beings that we never planned on becoming. And then the thing is, I see, is that we get so attached to it that we can never see ourselves without it. And that is a huge problem in our society, in our world, us as human beings, is that we worry so much that we don't know that we're worrying, and we consider it just advanced, hard level thinking. But most of us are, that overthinking thing has to stop, because that's just disguised worries. And when you talking to somebody, if you see that they're worried about something, what's the first thing you try to do? What I try to do is I try to talk them out of it by bringing up something completely different, or bringing up something I know they really like hey, here, blah blah blah, just real quick, like, oh yeah, let's play this game, let's go outside, let's go for a walk, let's go eat some food, let's cook. Just real fast. I'm not really one to feed into people's worries unless they ask me. But if I see it's just like a simple sentences, because we get caught up in our everyday language. Remember, guys, that our language, words are spells. That's why it's called spelling. So when we pronounce words and when we use sentences and structure them, when we structure those spells, they will shape our reality. They will change our future. Our words will shape our future. So if you're always worrying and saying worry thoughts, you're changing your future to precisely every word that you said, because you created it. This world, this matrix, is built on math and language. That's why the happiest people, the people you see doing it, they don't, when they really was in the game, they ain't never think about losing. They didn't say, oh, I'm probably gonna lose, but I'm gonna be happy in the end anyway. They was like, no, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. And that comes with so much confidence, because they was prepared. They was preparing for that day to show off themselves to themselves, which is you in the world. So one of my tips to get rid of worries is to prepare yourself. Start writing down and actually doing things that pop into your head, that pop into the existence of your mind field. Start doing those things. Like if you have a thought saying, oh, I just want to go on a walk, go on a walk. Saying, oh, I want to draw a picture, I just feel like doodling. Do it. Don't allow yourself to sit there and meditate it out, like visualize yourself doing it. I spend a lot of time visualizing so many plans, but never working on them, never using these hands of power and the power that's in the pen and paper to do what it is that I was fantasizing about. Now, mind you, I did go hard. I tried doing the rapping thing. The music, I love music. It's still in my bones. Can't shake anything out. I always would go kind of ham on things. Not ham, that's the thing. I needed to go ham. I will half-ass a lot of stuff. And I will get real into things. And then a couple days later, I'd be like, I'm going to do something else. But I was keep being plagued with thoughts of like, oh, if I would have just did this, kept that up, then, that little thing would have been huge now. That little plan that I was working on would have been able to be a lifestyle that I created for myself. When we don't start, we can never finish. If you don't start something, you can never finish. And all it is, you'll hear yourself talking about the plan so much that you'll start beating yourself up and bringing back worries. That's what I was doing along my journeys. I was actually starting to talk out my plans to myself and hyping myself up so much, but I would let problems arise. Or it's kind of hard because every problem you have is because of you. So problems don't really arise. It's when our energy levels and our motivation start to dip, that things that already exist, that you already knew you was working past, seem as though they just came back to kick you in your face. When they were always there. But when you wasn't worrying about it, when I wasn't worrying about all that stuff, it didn't seem to exist. When you in your own world and you doing what you have to do, you got the vision and you working it out, you going on that job, you working on that project, then that's all that exists. You and all the stuff that you wishing, all the awesomeness that you know is going to come to you and that you just keep wishing. When I know it's something I didn't do with my day, I start worrying naturally. Like the thoughts just start coming in my head, but it don't even really be attached to the problem at hand. Other problems start arising. Like, oh, I didn't wipe that side of the door, or oh, I gotta pick this up off the floor. Oh, I didn't call this person. I didn't give this person this and that. When really, that's not even an issue that needs to be thought about right now, because that can be handled in its own time. It's not going to change my life. And in that very moment, what was going to change my life was what I was doing. But when I'm really like recording these videos every day and uploading and doing all the social media things, promoting myself, at the end of the day, I don't feel not any worry. And I just want to sit, watch some TV, hang out with my girl, just chillax. I don't feel no worries or itching to my feet, like that restless leg syndrome, or just tapping your leg and stuff. All that just disappears. And it's really a mind game and a physical game, because I did all that I possibly could do that day towards a goal. So my worries at the end dissipated. And that's what I would just want y'all to do, with Tai'ers to do, is to really believe in everything you do. Even if it's just going for a walk. I'm going to go on this walk. I'm going to walk around this block. Soon as you walk out the door, your whole future just changed because you did it. You didn't sit there on the couch and kept saying, oh, I really should go on a walk. That sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? As you kick your feet up. Yeah, that walk. That sun would feel nice. as you grab the TV remote. Life really changes when you just doing things. And worrying stops us. Worry, go away. Worry, we don't need you. Worry, not today. That's what I say. I'm not worrying today. No worry. Do. The more you do, the less worries you have. Alright? And appreciate life when you stop worrying. You will start appreciating life when you stop worrying. Because you will know the good and the bad things in life brought you to the place that you are now. And just think of it. Could you ever visualize yourself anywhere else? For real? In this very moment, can you really visualize yourself being somewhere else? Because right now, while you're visualizing yourself somewhere else, you're taking everything that you are all the way up to that exact moment and projecting it into the future. Stay in the present. Appreciate it. Worry is future stuff. Stay present. Stay in the present moment, and you'll be able to appreciate everything, even down to this blade of grass and the way everything just comes up as it goes around. It's like another, I don't know, sacred geometry talk, man. Or being able to appreciate the orangeness of this rock. Like how, in the way that it crumbles. Like, it's many things. Whoa. I know y'all love my examples. Appreciate it, please. But seriously, guys, when you stop worrying, you'll be able to appreciate the good and the bad. And you'll be able to see all the little cliches that I keep throwing at you and that you see on TV and that you hear everybody from your mama telling you. Is that the good and the bad things happen all for a reason. That person that screwed you over, that old boyfriend that screwed you over, maybe he was sent to you on purpose because in a past life you didn't learn this some lesson. So now that person came and you feel as though they mucked your life up, but now look at how much stronger you are now. And do you think that would have happened if that person would have never messed you up in that way? Same thing for girlfriends, for the fellas. Do you think that you would be as strong and know who you are if you didn't experience that girl? If you didn't experience that chick? I wouldn't be if I did not experience those women. And I saw how, I don't know, I was never one to regret my exes and stuff like that. Probably did in speech like, oh man, that girl, oh, she was loco, she was psycho crazy, oh yeah. But really just drew a blank. But for me, I was always more like, hey, this is who that person was, this is who I was, events occurred, and now here I am, still living and breathing. And now what are they doing? I'm not even worrying about it. They doing what they doing now in a place and time. They still just alive and breathing. Everybody's just alive and breathing. And the more we get in tune with that, the more we be able to appreciate the horrible people that have come into our lives. So it seems to be so horrible. But to tell you the truth, in the moment, most time it is horrible. Like say somebody messed your money up, or killed somebody, hurt somebody. Abuse is a whole nother factor, but still appreciate it. Still, don't let it worry you so much in your present moment. When I think about my worries, sometimes I say, oh, that's what the past Captain Naga was worried about. That's what Naga was worried about last week. That's not what I'm worried about now. That's not what Naga's worried about. Right now, I'm worried about my next video. Or what tweet I'm gonna tweet right at this moment. I ain't worried about even the tweet I had sent 5 minutes ago. Like, it's just all, let's just stay in with the flow. The flow is ever going, ever flowing. That's why it's called flow. You ever see a flow that stopped? That's called stopping the flow. Stay with the flow. The flow never stops. It's always going. It's always going. And it's, to me, it's never going. It just flows into the infinite. Flows infinitely or whatever. I'm just looking back at the sky. It's pretty nice, man. Pretty nice artwork that was manifested for us Tai'ers today. So you guys, please don't worry about that much things today or in life in general, because it's, as you see, it will hold you back. It will hold you down. And if we can stop worrying, we'll be able to raise the level of human consciousness bit by bit until we all just have a heightened sense of awareness, and we'll all be a lot happier, a lot more joyful, and a lot more outgoing. A lot more outgoing people. So, no worries. Don't have no worries. That's what I got to say for today. Thanks for listening. As usual, please subscribe for more. Drop them like buttons. If you don't want to worry today, please drop 2, 3, 4, 5 likes. And support it. Just Tai now. Just think about it on Patreon. Website, I must say, is coming up. There's so much awesome things that I just keep adding. So I'm not rushing the site because I want y'all to see the vision, my full vision that I have for this site. It's going to have merchandise. I'm going to have a whole store on there just selling the most random of items that I find special to me. So it's a lot of things in store. So shout outs to all you Tai'ers. Never have a worry in your heart, because we're on the road to becoming mountains and becoming giants and really learning how to fly through skies as such on a daily basis. So this Captain Naga leaving you with this question. We all Tai, but do we really Tai? Sometimes I don't know, dude. Sometimes I don't know. Till next time, Captain Naga, enjoying this beautiful skies, as you should too. No worry. That's what the past Captain Naga was worried about. That's what Naga was worried about last week. That's not what I'm worried about now. That's not what Naga's worried about. Right now, I'm worried about